What's good YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Lost in Conditioning. This is the best training split that you can actually possibly do. We have a lot of options when it comes to training splits, and there is a certain amount of days that I would say that is the overall best for multiple reasons. One, the more rest days you can have, at least until a certain point, the more you will recover and the easier you will adapt to your training. So someone who trains 6 days a week, you will only have one resting day per week. So for most people, this is not going to be a very good style of training because it simply does not promote a lot of recovery. And you can argue, if like a classic push-pull legs, that there's plenty of recovery for particular muscles. And that is true. However, there's one big problem. If you do push-pull legs and you actually do compound movements, if you say, so on a pull day, you do barbell rows. On a push day, you do military press. On leg day, squats and deadlift, and then repeat. Every single day, 6 days a week, you will have lumbar spine pressure. And you will only have 1 day a week where you rest. So you will have pressure through your spine every single day with big loads. And there's a reason why strength athletes and generally strong people don't do push-pull leg, because at a certain point your body cannot withstand that total load. Sure, when you're benching sub 200 pounds and overhead pressing in the low 100 pounds and stuff like that, sure, then it's not really a problem, because frankly right now at that point you aren't strong enough for your body to actually become a problem. But sooner or later it will become a problem, and you will actually not even get to be strong enough before it becomes a problem, because it will simply become a problem that you will simply not be able to recover enough to get strong enough for it to become a problem, because you will be training way too frequent. So then your recovery will actually sell you short for making the gains where you will actually get a lot stronger. 4 days per week is, I would say, the best amount of days that you can actually go, whatever style it may be. It can be upper lower, it can be full body, upper lower, full body. It can be a lot of different things. The reason why I say this is the best is because you have 3 days of rest, which also means when you have 3 days of rest, and then it's a lot easier. Should there be something sporadically where you have to change 1 day around, then it's a lot easier for you to just be like, it's cool, I'll go tomorrow, and still get it done. If you have 6 days a week and something sporadically come up, you have 1 or 2 choices. You have to skip it, or you potentially have to cram in 2 sessions in 1 day. And for people who already do push-pull legs, and if you suddenly have to cram in, let's say, pull and legs into 1 session, and you're not accustomed to it, good freaking luck. You're gonna be toast, and you're gonna be beat for multiple days after. But if you have 4 days a week, 1, the gym is not your entire life. 2, you have plenty of recovery, and 3, you also have the opportunity to be a bit more flexible. And when it comes to recovery, this is the thing that gets misunderstood the most. If you cannot recover, no matter what your training style is like, you will not make progress. No recovery, no progress. It's that simple. So if you have a training split that actually supports your recovery, then you're going to have an easier time making progress. And with 4 days a week, most strength athletes, powerlifters and strongmen alike, will be training 4 days. Some may even 5 days a week. So if people who are strength athletes who compete are doing 4 or 5 days a week, why would you be doing 6? That's something you really have to ask yourself. If some of the best lifters are doing 4 days per week, what reason do you have to do 6? You may ask, can I do 6 if I have much shorter sessions? Sure, in theory you could, but then I would just ask, why have 6 days then? Why not have 4? That's the question. That's something you have to ask. Why do you want to train 6 days a week versus 4. Sure, if you go for 30 or 40 minutes or less than an hour total each time, sure, you're not going to be able to do all that much. So why would you go 6 days a week versus doing 4 days a week? If you go 4 days a week versus 6 days a week, and we total it out for the same amount of time spent, you can get more work done in that time. Each time you actually go and be done with it and then prioritize your recovery versus, again, going every single day. We have overuse that can actually create a big problem. So overuse refers to how often you're going and how often you're making particular movements. The more often you are performing certain actions under load, the more prone you are going to have to create overuse issues. And when you have overuse issues, you're going to have to take time off. And how long? This can depend. Sometimes you can take 1 or 2 weeks off and you're good. Sometimes it can be months. So, and this is another example of why I would say go 4 days, not 6. You prioritize your recovery, you limit the potential of overuse. Thank you for watching, Classic Conditioning.